Good morning, guys. Today is, what is it? It is Friday, June 21st, and we have numbers of 21 and 21 today. We also have a 0 point because the sun enters into Cancer, and we have 18 and 18 because the universal year, and Neptune goes retrograde in Pisces at 18 degrees. Now, Neptune is going to be in retrograde until November 27th. By then, it'll be at 15 degrees when it goes direct, still in Pisces. Okay, so first, the sun in Cancer. The sun is energy, vitality, it's decisions, it's attention, and focus. You know, the sun is shiny. It's also about creative growth. Excuse me. Excuse me. Coming down with the cold. It illuminates areas that the Cancer represents. Now, Cancer is the sign of home and family. They're about close personal relationships. They take pride in their home and family, okay? And with Cancer, it's about security. And this is deep inner emotional security. It's also early emotional security, like when you were young, your roots, your ancestors, where you came from, who you came from. It's your mom and dad, the things you learned from mom and dad. What else is it? Oh, it's also too with the sun in Cancer, you guys are going to be trying to take a look at where you need to be more secure. Some of you guys might be like, well, I need to have a home base, establishing roots somewhere, picking, I'm staying here, planting your feet here. This is where I'm going to be for the rest of my life, or this is where I'm going to make my home. Now, this can be mentally, spiritually, and physically, and emotionally. Cancer is very intuitive, very imaginative. They're also very emotional, and strongly so. And with Cancer, sometimes they can be moody. That's part of the shadow side because they can let feelings fester. Their feelings of insecurity, feeling like you're not enough or you're inadequate or like you're lacking something. Okay, the shadow side for the sun in Cancer is the tendency to feel insecure, okay, worried. And also with that comes the element of being susceptible to accidents in the home. And Cancers, it's been noted that they can be they're prone to being the victims of theft in some kind of way. And it's also a time when you could be imagining the worst. But, if you're imagining the worst, you can balance that out with preparing for the best, right? Preparing for the worst, but hoping for the best. This is the opposite of that, imagining the worst outcome. Okay, and that's only the shadow side. If there's some kind of hard angle in your natal chart to Cancer, or if the sun in Cancer makes a hard angle to your natal chart. Okay, the thing is, Cancer can be naggy and kind of bipolar. Like there's quick shifts in temperament. And we've been feeling this energy coming in. And Jupiter retrograde isn't helping. Remember, I was the last couple of readings, I was like, there's a sad, depressing energy. I'm sad, but in the middle of it, I'm like, oh, that's so sad. Freaking Jupiter retrograde, making me look all nuts and shit. I'm sure a lot of you guys are feeling that coming in. For some of you, that joy can appear as anxieties. You may feel like you're having anxieties, but have this strange feeling of joy. It's total weirdness. I mean, these mixing of energies is kind of cracking me up. We're all being bipolar. Okay, so anyways, with the sun in Cancer, there's also the tendency to criticize. You have a hard time with change. You can be greedy with your possessions and money. And what else was I going to say? Oh, Cancer does not trust love. Okay, and it's mostly because they feel like they're not worthy. It's hard for them to be open to receiving. And Cancer, being a feminine water sign, is about receiving. Okay. And, you know, like I said, home and family. So, you know, a time of receiving, that's like the children coming home, right? All right, guys. So the numbers 21, 21. That is a culmination. It's something authentic in which everything comes together. Ooh, baby, baby. Okay, yeah. In which everything comes together. It is an authentic expression, finally feeling joy. It's being in balance. It also equals 3, so this can be about children and joy and creativity. Very strong time for that point. 3 is also about information and knowledge. So this is authentically expressing yourself. This is in terms of your personality. There is a balance that brings out joy and creativity, and this could be new information. There's 18 and 18, which is about healing. Okay, it's feeling empowered, taking your power back. It is also about being an example or an inspiration to others because of your healing, or drawing your inspiration from others in order to heal from others' authentic expressions of joy. Okay. 21 is, like I said too, also a culmination. It is a time where everything's going to come together. So that could mean like you suddenly realize something, or it's by no means enlightenment. So it's like, it's not a, it's not your thought. It could be you come across somebody else's thought and go, what a great idea. I think I'm going to try that. And then you actually learn something about yourself and you realize, hey, this shoe fits. And the thing with Cancer is, it's like they, it's almost like they don't love themselves. So for a lot of us, we're coming to terms with things we've done in the past, situation we've been in the past. We're realizing our responsibility of it, and you know, some of us are unable to forgive ourselves. Okay, we're unable. I just heard part of the Lord's Prayer. I'm not Catholic or Christian. I did go to Sacred Hearts though, so God, what did I just say about not loving the self? You've not forgiven yourself as you forgive those trespasses against you, right? That is the ending part of the Lord's Prayer that popped into my head. All those years at Catholic school. At least I learned something, right? Oh, well, that's supposed to be here. I believe in synchronicity, synchronicity. Ooh, mentor. Okay, first of all, we have Ace of Cups with Four Swords reversed. Yeah, so somebody needs to truly think about the ways that they're not loving themselves. That is completely Cancer. This is the first card up. This is the main energy. Loving the self, forgiving the self. Loving yourself enough to realize that you are worthy of love and opening up to receive it. So some of you guys may have some encounters with the heart chakra. I do not know anything about the chakras, but I actually had last week, I thought I was channeling somebody that they were stressful. I had this weight on my chest, and the thing was, it reminded me of when I used to have bad anxieties, and I would be so sick. It felt like there was a weight on my chest, and it made it really hard to breathe. But I could breathe. This was... Obviously, I was feeling somebody else. I was picking up the vibes empathically because it wasn't mine, but I felt so sick. Initially I thought maybe I was having some blood pressure issues, but pretty much by the time I left town after I was done with work and I started going home, the feelings disappeared. So it may have been somebody around me whose heart chakra was opening up and I felt it. Okay, it could have been my twin flames, even though we're far away. That could have been him I'm feeling because I'm really sensitive to him. It could have been anybody around me. I'm here at this shop every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Okay, so I encounter a lot of people. It could be somebody who was hanging around in town all day. Regardless, that's how it had appeared to me. And after some material that I have read yesterday, I realized that it was somebody's heart chakra breaking open. The sun is entering Cancer today, meaning the energy was already coming in. And on top of that, we have the total solar eclipse with the new moon in Cancer that's on July 2nd here. Okay, so with the solar eclipse energy, it lasts for 6 months. Okay, so I'm not saying that the solar eclipse is on the 2nd, so 6 months from that. No, it doesn't work that way. The energy starts coming in the closer that the planet gets to the transit that causes the eclipse, right? So the energy is already coming in, so there's this slow build up to this energy. There's like the pre-period, there's the full energy period, and then it's like the moon, right? You've got the where it's beginning to fill, and then you have the full, and then you have the waning. Waning, I don't know which one is which. But anyways, the energy for the new moon total solar eclipse in Cancer is already coming in. Okay, so we've been seeing these themes: children, home, and family, security, thefts, wanting to feel like you're at home, tired of traveling. There's been a lot of displacement in the last couple of years. Thank you, Uranus and Taurus. So there's been a lot of people who have had a large chunk of humanity who's had to move, and then there's a huge portion of those people who had to move more than once, a lot more than twice, actually. There's some people that are bouncing around and they're tired. They want to be able to call somewhere home. And that is one of the main themes with Sun and Cancer. I need security. I need to have somewhere where I feel home. So we're going to feel that need to establish ourselves somewhere, either in a family or in a home. And for some of you guys, because Cancer, the North Node is in Cancer and the South Node is in Capricorn, there's that conjunction there. You guys might need to feel at home in a job, in a business, in your finances, with somebody. And then we have Neptune retrograde, okay? So this is a new cycle of spiritual and psychic awakenings. There's everything Neptune, okay? Neptune is water, it's compassion, it's love. It used to be the ruler of Venus. At one time, I think Jupiter and Neptune had ties to Venus. So there is this arts, fine arts, and there's this fantasy, okay? But with Neptune and Pisces, there's also vision and karma, okay? It can be a very psychic time. It can be a time filled with love and compassion. It's about unknown. And when it's retrograde, this is internal. So this speaks to alignment. Okay, so the main theme is you need to learn to love yourself. You need to trust that you deserve love and be open to receive it, because for a lot of you guys, it's coming. Look at that, okay? The Magician. Somebody's creating some shit here. Manifest away. Yes. Okay, so they're to the point where they're thinking about ways that they can, how do I say this, certify that they've forgiven themselves, like a definite checkpoint, like This could be basically because you haven't been comfortable with yourself. So there's this reflective period, because Four of Swords is like meditation. Meditating on the ways that you haven't loved yourself. Okay. My world is messed up. This happened to me. I caused it because I didn't love myself, because I didn't speak up, or I did it anyways, even though it was against how I felt, or I didn't, yeah. Either you did something or you didn't do something, and you're literally kicking yourself in your ass. Only this is a permanent lifetime thing. You're punishing yourself for perceived misdeeds of the past. Self-punishment. So you could be coming to realize that after a period of meditation or a period of reflection, where you got to the point where, why am I still not happy? I've not been good to myself. I'm not happy because I didn't say this when this happened, or when I was told to do this, or I had to do this. I went along with it and I did it. I should have said no, or I should have opened my mouth up and said something. So what happens is we begin to consciously create, and there's this type of harmony coming about because of that. So somebody is moving from step 1 to step 2. There's obvious that there might be some kind of partner in here. You have backup. Somebody who loves you. Some kind of partner, because this could be in business also. We got Hierophant over here. This is a general theme, so it definitely feels like the Sun and Cancer energy. Okay, but then we have the Hierophant here, so Neptune retrograde is also in play, and that's the same as the Sun in Cancer, and the total total solar eclipse in Cancer. These energies are moving in, and as we get closer to the actual dates where they're exact, that's going to be 1717, an intensely concentrated bundle of energy. So all these themes are already here, but it's going to be a quickening. It's going to pick up like it was a full moon. Okay, Magician, as above, so below. What is happening in the skies is happening on the earth. As within, so without. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, whatever you're trying to create inside with your thoughts will reverberate outside. This is the beginning of creation for you. A world where people love and get along and work together. This is the world of cooperation for you. So you are changing how you felt about yourself in relation to the world, because we have a 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2. It's like, let's get ready to make beautiful music together. This can be referring to a relationship, or it can be referring to somebody who you've recently teamed up with or partnered with. Can be at work, can be a family member, can be like a cousin, can be your best friend, somebody who's your buddy. I think yesterday I might have mentioned like the buddy system. Somebody who's got your back. Okay, somebody who talks you down, and at the same time, when you get worked up, they're the ones that talk you down. The fine balance, the person who helps to balance you out and ground you. Okay, there's a lot of love there, that's for sure. This is a solid bond, whoever this person is. Somebody's beginning to create love. 10 of Pentacles. As long as you're loving yourself, okay, coming from a place of compassion and being grateful for about it, and making sure that you have the purest of intentions, you will be protected. You will find with the 10 of Pentacles that you get exactly what you need when you need it. No more. There is a struggle, but it's not actually a struggle. It's a waiting period in between abundances. So you go from struggles in life, I ain't got shit, I don't know when the next time I'm going to get something. You go from that to, you know what, I'll get exactly what I need when I need it. And if I'm not supposed to get the help with this, I know I'm supposed to go a different direction, okay? Being okay with the unknown and going with the flow keeps things positive and helps you to stay in that higher vibration to align in order to attract things with you. So you've got a new attitude. I hate when they give me these cheesy songs, but basically this is what it's all about. You have a new attitude about yourself, and you're going to see the manifestation speeding up. These synchronicities, what you might call coincidences, there's going to be more and more of them. You're going to be noticing. And with the number 10, it is a completion of cycles. So once you start loving yourself and start realizing that your thoughts are creating your reality, you're purposefully, consciously creating reality, one that's filled with love, one in which there's support and protection, in loving protection, mental protection, physical protection, monetary protection, spiritual protection. Okay, and I absolutely, completely forgot where I was because I had to pause you guys for a minute. Being protected all the way around in every different way, financially, everything you need right when you need it. Synchronicity speeding up, okay? Because you are spreading the love, that's the thing. Then we have the Hierophant and the Eight of Cups. The Hierophant is about tradition. So you may be working on consciously creating, making that a habit, making it a habit to trust that what you need will come along. Because with Cancer, there's this element of not trusting. And when you're not trusting, you can't create, okay? The doubt will block you, especially self-doubt. Okay, so a lot of you guys realize that that's what you need to work on, but we have somebody here who's very aware that's already working on that. So they may have recently figured that out, or, you know, they're coming into that. They didn't realize that this is what is happening, and, you know, you might be watching the video now and go, yeah, that's exactly what I've been feeling. That's exactly what I've been thinking. That's exactly what I've been noticing. So, you know, it could be me telling you that, hey, this has been happening to you, and you suddenly realize that. Okay, so Hierophant is about traditions. It's also about habits. So previously, you were trying to get rid of old habits because you also have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups with the Hierophant is walking away from. So there could be like, you could be changing your religion. You could be walking away on a lot of paradigms that you used to believe in at once. You've left them in the dust. These are societal expectations used to control masses of people. Government, education, the paradigm that you're supposed to get married, and the picket fence, 2.5 kids and the dog and all that kind of bullshit. These are societal expectations. This is the American dream. This is what you're supposed to do. Oh, hell no, bitch, you can't tell me what I'm supposed to do. I will do what I want to do, and that is what I'm supposed to do. As long as you're living with integrity and coming from a place of compassion, you know. Harm no one. Okay, do unto others. I don't know any other religion quotes that are similar to that, but hey, if you guys are watching this video, if you can think of any, you know, leave me some comments in the bottom. And leave me a comment. So basically, we're walking away from previous traditions and habits, okay, forming our own because of our newly conscious awareness that we are the creators, okay? The government can't control us. This is false control. What we learned in the educational system, unfortunately, we are all forced to be put through the public education system. Some people are lucky enough to have private education, or they're lucky enough to go to college where they can open their mind and expand to new ideas and concepts that are not required to be taught to us, ingrained in us, you know. Like in the school, they only teach certain things, right? You know, it's all the government mandated federal guidelines, no child left behind bullshit. They give you generic knowledge and basically make you useless to function in the real world. These are things we're moving away from what used to be, what society used to be, old traditions, old paradigms, old expectations, old government, old religion, old spiritual teachers, old outdated, I want to say courting systems, but outdated relationship traditions. Anything that used to be time and time and time again is now being shaken up, and I want to say tweaked, but it's more like it's being customized to what suits us, because I always say this, one size does not fit all. It's up to you to create something that works for you. Okay, our government and all the systems stemming from it, the law system, the judicial system, legislative and all that stuff, it doesn't work. Okay, time to make some new rules and some new laws. The Hierophant can also be marriage and commitment, okay, contracts too. So there needs to be an update of our societal traditions, okay, and it can't be based on history. This has to be new, individualized, and customized. And people are starting to recognize that. Mentor of Swords. Mentor of Swords can be a fierce one. Swords can be daggers. They are our thoughts. So the Mentor of Swords is the voice of air. It's Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. This is a person who's very spiritual, who promotes unity. Okay, they don't attack unity. They use their intellect in service to the divine, and they don't attack unity. It's lessons about your strengths and limitations of the mind. It could also be sudden physical violence, often involved from a rush conclusion. So this could be like somebody suddenly dumping you, all the way up to a murder. Okay, I need a little bit of clarity on this. I feel like you're realizing you're joining the collective. Okay, you're joining. Okay, joining. Joining is unity. Okay, so you promote unity and harmony. Obviously, there's some love here. Or your limitations, your strengths, your limitations, and your weaknesses are showing you that. Okay, so Mentor of Swords is not you. Sorry. Main female came out reversed. Okay, so I don't feel like it's the feminine. This is something outside. Or it could be a situation is acting as a mentor, coming in and making you learn. So you may be learning from a situation and not actually a spiritual person. Of course you could, of course you could be, no, actually you're walking away from some old spiritual teachings. Need a little more information on the Mentor of Swords. Who is the mentor? It's not you, because you're the student. Is the mentor life? That's the one. Imprisonment. Okay, so this is a lesson. You're not the mentor. You're being taught a lesson in the strengths and limitations of your mind. We have imprisonment, okay? So this is about the ways you've been locked in your head. Okay, the thoughts and the paradigms, the traditions that you were chained to. Okay, so you're learning from somewhere, or this is just you're ascending, so you're coming to these conclusions yourself. And the Eight of Cups. So there's a particular tradition that you're walking away from. I'd like to know a little bit of clarification. There's more information over there about what are you walking away from? What is it you're getting rid of? Oy. Didn't want to cooperate. Okay, so this is this way, so this would be reversed. A child and a coffin. For somebody out here there was some issues where there was a child that either passed away, could have had a miscarriage, or this could have been a custody case in which you lost a child, or you lost a custody case, or this could be like CPS. Something happened. You could have gone to jail and your child was taken, or you could have gone to jail because you hurt a child. This feels like, okay, along with this card, you went to jail because you allowed somebody to hurt your child. Okay. The main female being reversed tells me that it wasn't you that hurt this child, but you may have let it happen because you didn't speak up. The coffin is about something that's closed, a closed door, something that's ended. So your child could have been adopted out. Your child could have been hurt in a way. A child's life could have been taken. This could have been in an accident too. Hierophant. Walking away from traditions. We have a wealthy man and adjudication. So somebody may have screwed you. You could have left the relationship and this person could have sued you, adopted your child, and tried to play like they're better off with me, I have more money. If the child is still living, this child has been adopted out or is now living with somebody with money that has paperwork ownership rights. Jesus Christ. Healthy man. This could also be somebody getting out of jail, a male, to find that his female is now gone. She could have filed for divorce or moved on with his child, never to come back together with you. You're not forgiven, but you messed up, you went to jail, and now you're coming out. And they're gone. They're no longer your family. You're no longer considered their family. They've moved on. She's probably hooked up with somebody else. She could have married somebody else. She could have married somebody else and the child was adopted. I keep getting sponsor with this wealthy man card. Sponsoring adjudication. Sponsoring. It's not a lawyer. Could be a banker. Yeah, maybe there's, maybe somebody had some financial help to pay for a divorce or some kind of legal paperwork that severed somebody's rights. You know, guys, we really hate to think that our children can be used as karmic lessons, but that is the reality of it. I mean, the thing is, though, there are things that you need to learn, and there can be reunification if you've learned your lesson somewhere down the line, if that is what is in your destiny. Okay, it will be up to you to do the work and then to try and manifest that by coming from a place of love and working together. Okay, there can't be any blaming. She did this or they did this to me and blah blah blah, that kind of deal. You have to be like, I fucked up, now how do I repair it? I'm sorry, how can I have a relationship with my child? I think for the meantime, if you're male and you're just coming out of jail, you need to give up hope there. If they've moved on, You're not getting back with this woman. She's already moved on. She's already decided that that door is closed. You need to get your... You need to make some peace, okay? But you still need to have a relationship with that child. So do your work. Do what you have to. Follow the rules. Follow the laws. Follow your conditions of release. You may actually have somebody sponsoring you. Sponsoring your release. This can be a supervised release. Or this can be like being released into a halfway house. Okay, so anyways, I'm using the Archangel Oracle cards, and I just drew, or excuse me, just shuffled peace. This is Archangel Chamuel. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. That's so true. You know, all these nasty things that you've encountered, these are these negative energies manifested. Basically, okay. You can see that love is real from your manifestations. Love has to be real because you can't manifest unless you love, right? Love yourself. So know that. A lot of you guys are being held back because you're not loving yourself correctly. So get to work. Think about all those times where you didn't speak up and all those times when you cooperated when you shouldn't have, okay? And start setting boundaries around those. This is who I am. From now on, I'm going to say something, or I'm going to stop them. From now on, I'm going to say, no, thank you, I'm busy, or no, thank you, I'm not going to do that, right? It's time to love ourselves, okay? Love you guys. I'll take care. Take care, guys. I'll see you later.